And we started.
Today, we hold a simple one-on-one for Orlain. Orlain will be placed a little later in the timeline, and it'll be kept vague so nothing's kind of, flashing. But today is Orlain. After everything that happened in the recovery of Rook's base, your group has been allowed to stay and essentially remodel the stationary bases and the overall vehicle base. One of them in much more need of repair than the other, but that is regardless. A new quest board had been added to the areas where Rook immediately pinned a note requesting you specifically to climb a mountain. Recover something from the top of this mountain in one of our cabins and nearby tents. There will be a couple other ones along the way, but you're free to loot those as you wish. Just go have yourself a time, cousin. And being yourself and needing the space you do, you went, you left, you let the group know that you'd be back in a bit. Whether that's true or lie, you won't determine. As you step foot at the base of this climb, this fractured mountain peak, you kind of tilt your head up. You see the moon setting in the distance. The sun is rising, and you can feel Atslain being moved. What do you do as you make your first steps towards one of the dedicated areas?
I think at first he kind of frowns. Hadn't realized how long he'd been gone, or at least hadn't been paying attention to time in general. He stops for a second and just lets out a breath. He's sure that if anybody truly wanted to find him, they'd just follow the footprints in the snow that dug a little deeper than other people's would, being as hot headed as he currently is right now.
Fair. Do you take in your surroundings?
I think he does after a moment of realizing that he's more or less alone.
Roll me the appropriate check you think you would make to take in your surroundings. Specifically you, through Orlain's eyes. Is it a touch, a sight, a general vibe of what's happening, you know? Or is it just on the tin, looking around?
I think he would check to see if signs of life, I guess. Not necessarily signs of life, but tracks, things that have been out of place, anything that he needs to keep aware of.
Alright. Go ahead and give me a survival check if you're looking for tracks specifically. You see thick tracks. They're old, but they are climbing. These tracks that I'll mark it with soft, uh, kind of blue. Is this the right thing? Yep. Okay, cool. Go for a bit of a softer blue real quick. But these tracks seem to be coming from this direction, and they begin to be making way in a split path over here and over here.
Does it look like any area was backtracked?
Not from where you're standing that you can tell, but with a nat 20, you are able to tell that one of these tracks is maybe a bit older. There might be, if you get closer, you could deign backtracking. But I will say, off notation, whatever made these tracks, definitely didn't work for Rook. Not in the sense of, oh, it's a non-humanoid, so it wouldn't work for Rook. More in the sense of this is more beast and claw than anything else. I'll be right back. You go ahead and fill up some silence.
I. Beast and Claw. I think. If it left through an area. Yeah, alright.
So sorry about that. What are you doing again?
I think Orlain's going to at first check out where the tracks seem to start, where they're oldest, so presumably over here.
All right, so over. Okay. Oh. All right. Nope. Okay. It's being finicky. I apologize. But yeah. So over in this direction, you go to search. Go ahead and give me just a basic. What's your passive perception?
Oh, I'm sure it's low. It is not. Why is it higher than my normal one? Hello? Anyway, 15.
Cave. It is an ice cavern with claw marks sort of around the basin and the side walls. Something crawls out of here, essentially. And whatever crawled out of here has not made its return yet. You can tell from the tracks that the fresher tracks, so to speak, have not made a return path yet. It's still distant, away, still whatever it was doing originally.
I think he just mutters to himself, you know what? Yeah, right. Might as well. Turns to start to head over towards the fork in the path, avoiding the direct footfalls, the tracks.
Alright.
Can I figure out, I guess, not which side's fresher, but more frequency of tracks, I guess?
Alright.
Like, is there
Give
a path
me.
worn into the area, like that the foot, like the snowfall would, you know?
Give me an investigation check. That's survival now because you're actively investigating the tracks themselves.
— makes me nervous every time it does that.
All right. So
Dirty 20.
yep. This one with the second arrow seems to have the most traction put into it. With the dirty 20, you can also tell that this is the path that is backtracked.
So he'll step around, kind of, because he knows he's putting off some heat, so he knows he's not doing stealth all that great, but he'll try to keep as light of a footstep as possible
All right.
as he walks down the path that's backtracked, meaning it's not down here.
Clever, clever.
And I don't think he's keeping an eye or an ear out, because whatever's making this sort of directional path has seemingly made it out over and over again, so has a routine.
Yeah. A routine you don't want to disturb, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Mark the. Okay. So as you begin kind of walking through here, you see the normal aspect of something that is investigated. That investigated over here isn't here anymore. Clearly, it's not in this direction. What's your survival again?
It's a +2.
Alright, plus two. Then. All right. You can do survival if you want to, but with your, because I am looking at your sheet, by the way. Forgot to pull that up, so I just did that while I'm faffing about. With your passive insight, you can tell that something happened over here. Not sure what. Not sure if it was good, bad, or something in between, but something did happen. Maybe a scuffle? Unsure.
There's an alcove a little bit to the left of him, yeah. Left and
Uh,
behind.
this one?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, openly.
He sees signs of something up ahead, yeah.
Uh, you can see signs of, oddly enough, boat wreckages.
You know, if they're fucking stranded on top of a mountain, they weren't doing great. It sure was. They sure did sail somewhere.
I will kindly remind you, you have been told that this used to be a desert of sorts, almost.
Yeah. I'm aware.
Alright.
So Orlain, probably out of deliberate motion to take as much time as possible to clear his head, steps back and just sort of wanders, see if there's anything to find. Instead of just, oh, I went for a walk kind of mentality of his his mentality is like, yeah, I was basically voluntold to go on a walk, but that doesn't mean I have to go back and say that.
Yeah. All right. So you go to the alcove real quick, the one where there seems to have been a fire, a campfire recently. Uh,
Recently?
yes. The embers on the campfire are still red. They were lit. Maybe if you want to give me investigation, you can find out how long ago, but probably no longer than off rip, couple
2 hours?
hours,
Sorry,
two,
I
three
was just
hours.
thinking about my old like campfire training of like this is how long like someone's been here and if it's safe or not and like shit like that.
Yeah, so essentially like a couple hours, two at the least, a little more at most, because you are able to kind of recognize, oh hey, that's warm wood. Oh, that's
Hmm.
warm wood. And you can even see like the bed that was near placed nearby the log and what is essentially a sling off to the side.
Mhm.
Uh
So you say a log, so it wasn't used.
no.
Is it still wormwood or is it from something else?
You're free to test it if you want to go ahead and reach over and try it.
Sure.
It is rigidly cold. This is normal pine wood.
Okay.
This is probably just like from one of the trees near the basin of this mountain. Just best you can get. It's not the warm wood that was used in the fire.
Man, the
The warm wood in the
tectonic plates
fire,
in this area are fucked. I'm just saying. Because I'm
the
realizing.
gods, yeah, the gods died, my guy. It got fucked. It essentially unpangeaed itself.
I'm not unpangeaed. Hello?
Yeah, Grant, if real quick, I'm gonna take a small little scene grab. If I can find the overall map of Granvaria, I don't have it on here, but no, here in Discord, the world map. If you look at the world map for Granvaria, does that look like it's supposed to be whole naturally? You can see where it kind of repangeaed and then unpangeaed itself again
Good,
incorrectly.
good grief. These poor guys.
It happened over thousands of years,
I'm
but
aware, but
like,
like these poor guys.
oh yeah, no, there were. It's very much this. The world of Granvaria is essentially like that one scene from God of War 2018 where you're talking to the boat captain is like, the water rose and sunk so rapidly we couldn't fight it, and it was just like, oh no, wait, didn't Kratos kill a water god? Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but Granvaria, Swapardi, Igloi, the Great Desert, all of this essentially, and this is something you can easily discern from anybody. So it's not even hidden lore. It's just the world when the gods died repangeaed and then unpangeaed again.
Right.
It was horrifically brutal. But with that being said,
I was just making the conscious revelation of like, oh fuck, kind of mentality of like, man, this place is fucked. If the desert became a fucking tundra, dude. Like, but regardless. Fucking pats Ozzy gently. I get it now. I understand it now.
Ozzy staring in your soul. You don't know the first fucking thing, man. Up is down, down is left, and somehow right is blue. What the fuck happened? How long was I out?
He just took a little nap. He took a little
Bitch,
nap.
how little? Fuck you mean, little? But yeah. Uh,
Yeah, Orlain is. Are there any salvageable like pieces of the wormwood in the fire?
still crackling a bit. It's been used, clearly. So
Mhm.
it's as much as it's crackling, uh, with your summer nature and your proficiency with fire, you can kind of deign what would be a safe log or two to grab,
Mhm.
but I will need a sleight of hand to grab them.
Vibes. Okay. Watch me fuck it up. What? Hello?
Yeah, wonderful fuck up, bud. You grab where you could have grabbed 2 pieces, you grab 3.
Okay.
So you have essentially provided yourself with warmers for your trip up the mountain. Even though you don't necessarily need them, but you do have them.
I think he's going to, because they all have like, it might not be a bag of holding, but they do have like a bag, I presume.
Yes. I'll say you have Buddy with you.
That's unhelpful. Thank you, buddy. I love you dearly. Not helping. I want you to understand. The only reason he wouldn't want to like put it with Buddy is because then he would have to actively say he went somewhere that could have been dangerous instead of just going like, I went to go find some wormwood and I did. Like it's any excuse to not say that he was just bitter about shit. You know?
Yeah. I gotcha.
And it's just like kind of mentality of like I'm just gonna carry it. Whatever.
So, I will say, give me a survival check real quick,
Mhm.
because you are a soldier, and this is something I've learned is a very soldiering thing. Um, so I'll wait for your roll real quick.
18.
You can fashion that blanket into a type of short-term carrier bag if you tie the ends correctly. Essentially, it's you tie it at the top end, the bottom end, and then tie those 2 knots together, and you make yourself like a little purse almost.
Yeah.
Depending on the length of the blanket, you can roll up whatever you're carrying, and it'll be like a courier bag on your body.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
you can do that. You can take about 10-15 minutes to do that if you want.
Sure.
It won't take that long, but just to make sure you have to make sure the wormwood won't burn through the stuff. If you need to grab more, whatnot. So it takes a bit. It would take a bit. So you take this 10-15, yes?
Mhm.
Hi, Vernal. We have a listener now.
Hi.
So you take this 10-15 minutes, you bind this blanket end to end, tie them in knots, bind these knots together, slip in the 3 logs of wormwood, and you kind of spin it, wrap it, place it on your. Do you place it like a courier bag or like a purse?
Over the shoulder? What does that mean?
A courier backpack is essentially from one shoulder leading to the opposite waist. A purse would be over the shoulder
That's what
leading
it's
to the same
called?
waist. Yes.
I do that with purses.
Yeah, no, it's called a courier. It's called a courier bag because bike couriers use them.
No, you don't understand.
Have you been using your fucking purse like a courier bag this entire time?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Cool.
I didn't genuinely fucking know.
There's something wrong with you. Anyway.
Yeah. Hey, being a guy is not supposed to input. I'm joking.
You invited me here.
I did. Okay, so you courier bag the wood.
Really quick,
What you now have. Yes, what's up?
If you want me to like be muted, I can be muted. It's just like
I'll mute you for moments, but other than that,
Okay.
you're fine.
Cool.
I love the
Um,
Just
peanut
keep me
gallery.
updated.
Love it so much. It's always fun to have a peanut gallery in one-on-ones because then it's like you have someone's watching an episode of telenovela by themselves.
I did not hear the word peanut gallery. I'm gonna be real with you.
All right. Thanks for being real with it. So you courier bag the wormwood. You will now have warmth protection for the colder areas. Other than that, you can't see any sign of life other than the wormwood has left. There's no tracks or anything. Like you can clearly see where someone disturbed their footprints, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
And the time enough had passed where that creature you found, the footprints that doubled back afterwards, had left.
So he's gonna head out and just listen to see if there's any any footprints, whether heavy or not, approaching, just in case.
Take a moment, say about a minute and a half, and you just listen. Nothing. No footprints.
Okay, so he'll just head down the path somewhere.
All right. As you move forward, snow crunching and melting between your feet, under your foot, you start getting more and more of a closer look at that melted ship, or frozen ship, rather.
Two
Seems to
very
be
opposing
supplied.
sentiments there. Yeah.
Yeah. The frozen ship wreck, as
You tried.
see across, there's a ledge where some life seems to have been, but it's old. Old enough to the point that you know for a fact when you go over there, if you go over there, it would lead to you basically finding snow-covered everything.
It looks from this distance. Can I tell if anything is over there?
Give me an investigation.
Well, I'm not over there.
Then give me perception. Not bad. That's a good one.
Help.
It is up a ledge. I'm small.
Didn't do it with disadvantage.
No, that's not what I meant.
I am small.
Roll disadvantage.
No
Fuck
longer.
off. Full of rage half the time, dude.
I am small, Lang.
God, fear the day that Orlain
Nope.
gets... Yep. Not anything that calls out to you. Legitimately. It looks like boxes, maybe a chest that's been open and frosted, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Looted already, boys.
A tent that clearly has been damaged and one of the poles is fractured beyond repair. But you do see the mast of a ship in the frozen waters of this mountain, which that does raise some questions. But none that you can determine off rip.
Ryan just kind of takes a breath, like one of those short, like, sniff kind of breaths. It was like, yeah, I'm not, nope. Kind of like, no, absolutely not. I'm not, this isn't time for me to stay up here for 3 fucking hours.
Orlain voice, I don't fucking care.
This isn't the time. There's a time and a place for this action, says Dr. Oak.
Okay, it, motherfucker, says his brother.
There's a time and a place to use this item, but not now.
They're Orlain does like step forward, kind of close to the broken off or at least sunken and frozen mast.
Yeah.
Can he? This is gonna sound real pedantic, but can he determine anything of its model or make from listening to Clyde's rants in the past?
Give me a history check.
Yeah, man.
Hold on. Wait, how's my perception higher than my fucking? I'm not. Nope.
Efficiencies are weird, bro.
You're fucking telling me.
We love it here.
22.
Oh, good.
This is none of the models you would recognize that Clyde goes on and on about. This is a model older than anything you have seen. The mast is of wormwood nature, but the rest of it is of this... almost as if it's floating. It is so unique. I have not even given it a name yet, because it hasn't been used in almost decades, centuries even. It's from pre-calamity times. Thank you, Del. Fuck off. But it is from pre-calamity times. It is a wood that is used mainly for ships, but that's the most you can gain because this is so fucking what the fuck, you know?
Ben Affleck smoking meme immediately. As soon as he has the what the fuck mental image, like mental awareness of like, of course, something caught my attention. Of course it did. And walks up to it. Like he's so tired with himself, dog, at this point. So he's gonna walk over to the edge of the, like, I guess it's fallen down, yeah? It's a cross area?
Yes. It is sunken in, but it was caught mid-sink, essentially.
Mm-hmm. So, is it frozen at all?
The wood?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Cool, so theoretically it should be easier to break.
Theoretically, yeah.
I say as I previously failed to roll above a 15 on any of my attack rolls.
No. Oh. Also, you should
Uh,
check muted VC when you guys can.
I'm seeing it.
Yay.
Is that you?
I'm just drawing little reactions.
So it is you.
Lovely reaction. Yeah.
Listen.
Orlain's going to, with his free hand, summon the King's Greatsword. Or whatever its name now. Thank you, Ethlane.
The Moonblade.
Sparky, Sparky Boom Man sword.
Well, the Moonblade?
Sparky,
Yeah.
Sparky Moonblade.
No.
So
I will end
Sparky
you.
Moonblade.
No!
No. The Moonblade, it didn't have a name exactly. You haven't given it a name.
Oh, what's that name? What the fuck? I'm supposed to name
It is the King's Greatsword. You are the king. What is its name?
I don't fucking know. We'll get to it later.
Yeah, what I thought, bud.
He's already exhausted
No.
with the mental ability. Interesting.
Jesus fucking Christ, give me a second. Sorry about that. Carry on.
Yeah. So you.
Hello?
But
Yeah. So you can kind of gain off ripped, maybe it might be easier to cross. What are you trying to do exactly with it?
Break off a piece of it. Like, not, like, huh?
I said, all right.
I don't think he's, so he's aware enough that if he breaks off too large of a portion, it'll continue to fall, and thus probably cause quite a bit of noise. So he's going to try and get a piece that doesn't cause it to slip or fall, but also enough to possibly keep warm, I guess, or whatever deigns necessary to get
All
it back to
right.
Clyde at some point.
All right. Go for it.
So he's going to try and use the sword as a sort of first dig it into a part of the wood or whatever it is, and kind of take not pieces or chunks out of it, but just kind of like maneuver so that the part that he stuck the end of the blade in is the center point of where he can't like cut past.
Okay. So you want to essentially leverage it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay. So you. So go ahead and give me a strength check. Actually, let's do this. Since you're
Okay.
leveraging it, give me a strength check.
That's fine. $15.
15. Okay. Okay. What we're talking about. You kind of upreach one of the wood planks on the top end, kind of near the ledge. I don't know what the proper term would be, but it's not a full one. It's very splintered, but it is enough for you to kind of like, okay, I can use this at a later
Well, if
date.
it's near the top of the mast, meaning the entire ship is sunken in, it would be the rigging.
This right here. So you grab the rigging.
Mm-hmm.
You grab a chunk of rigging.
Okay.
So you grab that, and you can go ahead and I will give you a name at a later date. Again, I did not think you were going to investigate this. I thought you were going to investigate other things, but preparations and assumptions make an ass out of me alone.
And Orlain kind of satisfied with having something to bring back to Clyde that he'll probably obsess over for the next 10 years, if not more. Is just continues heading forward. He doesn't want to disturb the ice because he knows he's running hot right now. So even if it is completely frozen through, leaving a trail is not a good idea. Even though that's exactly what he's still doing, so. So just keeps walking.
You keep walking. As you walk, you hear this noise. Wind blowing out of nowhere. Waving and waving. Causing gusts and whistles to fill the surrounding area. Around this corner, the sound is originating. So you're here. You can hear this noise just like around here. Like it's coming from this direction. It's not like just like, oh, you turned over here. It's right here. No, it's coming from this direction.
Right. I should note that he looks kind of funny. Has one quote unquote bag and a courier sling, and he hasn't desummoned the sword. So he kind of similarly to the tracks of Beast and Claw looks like he's dragging it through the dirt and snow, and ice and snow. So it looks kind of like Claus himself or something like that. So he just continues to walk. He's just like, alright, might as well. He just keeps walking.
Okay. You walk, and I will say this is a ledge. Frosted as it may be, it's still a ledge. As you walk the corner, you hear trills. Hold on 1 second. I can get my mic close enough. Maybe I can pick up. As there is a creature that will go grab real quick.
The fucking way Orlain reacted of just... Yeah, I think you went through the 5 stages of grief real fast. Like...
You find a rather large creature kind of stomping around. Looks like an owl, almost. Just stomping around, its wings spreading and giving off gusts again as it's flapping. It seems like it's trying to cool down the area around itself. You see bits of wood, bits of essentially, Oh, did you just realize you're muted? There you go, bud.
Bestie.
Yeah, no, I thought you were, like, getting on a call, so I was like, oh, I better mute that. But no, so there's a moment of calm and nature.
I want you to understand his thought process is, oh, it's trying to cool down. I wouldn't fucking help in that department right now. I'm not Winter. I can't do anything.
It's not trying to cool down.
It's what you said.
If I said
The area
cool down,
around itself.
It's trying to cool the area around itself off. It's like, this is cold. Pat, 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 pat. Stop this. Stop this. Pat, 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 pat. Calm yourself. Cool off. Pat, 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 pat. Like a cat kneading, essentially.
Oh, interesting.
And you can kind of see these logs around it as if it's trying to soften them up. And it trills again.
Orlain
The
just
wings
sighs.
flapping.
Like I said, 5 stages of grief. Oh, God bless his fucking heart, man. He's going to... You said this is a ledge, correct? This right here?
Yes.
Like this area?
Where this ends is where the ledge ends, yes.
He's going to... kind of reluctantly, he summoned the blade because he does not want to come across as a threat, even though he is a walking molten fire, essentially. And just tries, and with making as much noise as possible a fair distance away, pops down. And considering he has extra weight, it should also help with that.
Fluffed. Feathers. Fluffed. Fluffed. As it sees you kind of crack into the ice a little bit with that crunch. It's definitely noticed you.
Why do I feel like Orlain talks to animals the same way he talks, like, Percy from Critical Role talks to the bear to drink it?
That's with you and God, man. I'm not a part of that.
I know! He speaks to animals with a certain degree of regalness that, honest to God, upsets me. Like...
So, how are you talking to this creature? Because you haven't done any animal handling check to determine what type of creature it is.
Nope, I don't think he cares. I don't think he cares. It's an animal, that means its intelligence is not whatever intelligence it has or does not have in his mind is not subject to the same amount of intelligence that he should compare his own to. Its intelligence is its own, and it will act upon it, whether it deems him fit to act upon or not. Does that make sense?
Somewhat, yeah.
Yeah, Vernal, do you get it?
Okay. Can you say it again?
So, the level of intelligence based on him doesn't matter and is irrelevant. The way that Orlain sees animals is that their intelligence, comparatively, quote unquote, is irrelevant. They have
Oh,
their own level of intelligence.
Yeah, it can't be judged the same way humans can. Yeah, we got it.
Mm-hmm. So that's how he views animals, and thus responds to them as if he were talking to, I guess, sapient creature, one who can talk to him.
So he talks to them like you should talk to children, like infants.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. I gotcha.
Just very quietly but sternly goes, "You seem to be upset about something." May I approach?
Scary. It's doing that. It's still kneading almost, but it's not charging at you. And it's not exactly hissing or showing any signs of aggression. Just like, oh, you scared the fuck out of me.
That's why he made the noise a fair distance away.
True, true.
And just, may I approach?
Head tilt.
Thinks for a moment and then points to himself with his free hand and then at the ground near it, as if to say, "Can I come closer?"
It retreats a little bit. Just a little, like as if making room, but not leaving its little pile where, as it does step back, you are able to tell it's trying to put wood logs and whatnot in this area.
Okay, can I make an OOC comment? Above board? Is it trying to make a fire?
Nope.
Okay.
Would you like to look at?
I can't see this shit, so it's okay.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Would you want me to share my screen so you can watch?
Sure. Thank you. Okay.
I'm half tempted to say it's like trying to either stay warm in a location it does not like, TM, or is trying to make a nest of some kind.
One of those might be right. I will mark a type of circle. That's a square.
Circle makes a square.
Hey, fuck off, man. There we go. Be gone line, be gone empty circle, and hello circle.
First thought, why are you gay?
Why is the circle gay?
Yeah, I really like dick. So,
No.
yeah.
Okay.
This creature kind of prances on its set of logs and branches and whatnot, as if patting them down, staring at you.
You are being perceived.
He sighs and goes, "Alright."
Imagine like Toothless doing that little hop dance thing.
Which one? Because those are two very different vibes there, buddy.
Dealer's choice.
No. Well,
Yeah,
I can make a joke, not on recording. I'm trying to be nice.
Oh no. Oh dear.
But Orlain does go to move forward, keeping well within line of sight.
Mm-hmm.
Is that like a slope upward?
Yes, but it's not a deep slope. It's maybe about 5 feet slope, so it's about Orlain, just under Orlain.
Orlain's a field of measurement now?
I could always use Rin as a field of measurement, but then I'd get killed.
It's the same shit!
2 Rens tall.
That's the joke!
You bitch.
I am 1/2 Ren tall.
No!
1 Ren tall by a few inches. I'm gonna
We're
go.
gonna die.
Too
This is
many
it.
more
We're gonna
jokes.
die. I made this adorable creature, and it's gonna get fucking murdered because of my stupidity.
Hold on 1 second. Goodbye.
But anyway, Orlain does step forward and like upwards and just kind of lingers in that sense of waiting, I guess, for a signal from the creature itself so that it's fine.
It's still staring at you. Still staring.
He reaches into
Okay.
the sling and takes out the third piece of wormwood and holds it out. An offering?
Sniff, snarf, sniff, snarf. Gently begins to open its little beak
Mm-hmm.
to kind of steal it from you. And
He's not going to
grab.
pull it back.
Just gentle grab, bring over, and then moves to the side where you see a little nest of eggs. And this thing puts the warm wood in between and just stomp around.
You're a little far up, you know. Is that on purpose?
Shakes its wings.
I suppose that's a fair point. And he'll just take a seat right there. He does not want to get too close, in case.
Begins to get closer to you. Sniff, snarf. Sniff, snarf.
Yes?
You were picked up.
No, just that's his
Warm.
response.
You were warm. You were picked up.
No.
Placed near
God damn
eggs. Sniff, snarf. And like the surrounding you is now pat wood.
Just the sigh of course this fucking season comes to bite me.
It kind of scruffed you by your armor.
Yeah, I figured.
No harm. In fact, out of the way to avoid harm. Very gentle.
Like hamburger.
Yes, you are just now you are part of eggs. You keep eggs warm.
I can't stay here. I have some people I need to get back to.
Head tilt. Head tilt.
You know, are you what's prowling around over here, or is it something else?
Kind of things. Prowling. Prowling. Gives fluff. Fluff. Shake. Shake. Not. No. No. No prowl.
So something else is in here, in this area?
Seems to agree with you.
He frowns, knows that there's probably a hard decision to have a nest in an area that has an unwelcome visitor. Do you want me to go fix that?
Curious. Curious. Staring at you, trying to understand what you're saying, you know?
Mm-hmm. The prowling. Do you want me to take care of it?
Nudge. You get nudged.
Instinctively raises a hand as if to go kind of not backing away, but not. It's like one of those things of, oh, this large animal has just decided to put its face directly near mine. Put hands up, like he is. For context, this feels very much like a Great Dane getting in the face of fucking someone my size.
It's closer to a Tibetan Mastiff getting in your face.
Oh god. That's worse. Thanks.
Yeah. So
he does gently just reach out and offer to his hand as if to gain kind of a glean his scent, which might be a thing actually now that he's thinking about it after he's already started to do it.
It sniff snarfs and then lick hand. You are now memorized. And it begins to reach over, trying to gnaw at clothes, gnaw at armor. It's looking for something that may be loose.
He kind of avoids his journals, but does kind of rip part of his clothes to offer out underneath the armor.
Take, put on egg.
That's adorable, thanks.
Nudge. It's warm now.
He smiles a little bit, no longer as fucking grouchy as he was before coming up here. Does a cursory glance around to see if anything else is amiss.
Give me an investigation check. Or rather, perception.
Perception?
Perception, yes.
Perception
or investigation.
Well, I did say cursory, so...
Yeah,
no.
That's what No.
I got a
What'd you get?
7.
With a 7, your surrounding areas is, you notice this was a lived-in tent. Kind of probably left when this big Mama Gemma decided this is nest now. This is nest now.
Right.
But doesn't match up. Its height and size clearly too big for the tracks you found over here.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, you see nothing. That's where your common sense sort of ends.
Mm-hmm. He has a feeling that if he tries to get up to investigate further, he's going to get pouted at. Because he's warm, and the eggs must be warm, and he's warm, stay warm. That kind of mentality, and he's just like, oh, Jesus. Like I got myself here.
You just essentially get the nudge, kind of nudging you this direction. It understands. Be kind. Be kind. It nudges towards you, then looks at the cloth it has on one of its eggs, and it's just knock 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 on egg, knock knock. Nudges you.
He kind of laughs, but not in a derisive way. Just, all right. And hesitantly, like, goes to reach out and looks for confirmation first before reaching out to touch the egg, and just pat pat.
So as you reach out to touch the egg, fluffed, and then you pat gently. Less fluff.
I'm going to head out. There's something I think I need to do. We're going to figure it out.
Not.
And starts to leave. Turns kind of halfway and goes, just call if you need. And continues to head off.
You are grabbed.
Ah!
Held back. And you look, and it kind of digs into itself, into its wings. Pluck. A feather placed on your head.
Orlain reaches up to readjust the feather in a place where it wouldn't immediately get too hot and start to singe. Because he is still angry a little bit. He does not wish to accidentally singe the gift. Yes. Alright, thank you. Does a little bow and starts to head off.
It bows back at you as you walk off.
No, he's not thinking about it. No, he's not. No. Not right now. He'll have a crisis about that later. Because it's Orlain and he overthinks everything.
Yep.
And just starts to head off. Kind of careful to avoid most of the cracking, even if it's not, it's probably kind of deep of how frozen it goes. But avoiding most of the cracks in case his heat overflows.
Yes.
Just heads out. Tries to follow some semblance of a path. Does pause at that area and turns to face the mama again. And just quick 2-finger salute of a wave.
You get winged. You get wings fluttering in response in the bow again.
And he turns to walk off again. Just starts heading off to see if he can find the location. Because he's pretty sure that wasn't it.
One quick, like, history check would tell you, yeah, it's not it. It was supposed to be higher up on the mountain.
Mm-hmm. So he's headed off.
So, you begin to move off. Wrong button.
Pull the lever, Kronk.
Correct lever, Kronk. Put your talking about right here since you traveled through the ice.
Yeah? Or
Yeah.
where again? Okay.
So you travel on the ice, creating crunches as you pass through. Do you want to give me some nature checks as you were making your way? See if you passed
Sure.
any bushes that might be of fun nature. Okay, go ahead and give me those nature checks. Give me give me a general nature or survival check, and then a customly will say I'll tell you how many natures. So give me survival first and then nature.
17.
Give me 2 nature checks.
So first one's a 5.
You found flowers.
Just flowers.
Flowers, nothing special. Just
What do they look like?
frosty flowers. They are pure white. They seem to have. They're almost like blood lilies, but they're pitch white and already bloomed. So they're just normal flowers.
He's going to carefully see where he can take one of them and put it into the sling with the wormwood. Keep it fine, I guess.
All right. So you take time and you add that to your sling. Carry your sling. How many do you add? 1, 2, 4?
Probably 1 or 2. He doesn't want to take the entire set.
Okay, so add 2 frost lilies to your thing.
All right.
Now give me another one. That's cocked. Go ahead and roll again.
You could hear my bafflement, I think.
Yeah, even I recognize that is cocked as fuck.
10.
You find some berries. It's probably taken from already, but they're still berries. Winter berries. They're edible. They are... What is the phrase I'm looking for? They are probably found in bunches. So you can find, like, with a 10, 1 or 2 bunches of winter berries. They're essentially good. They're like the frosted good berries.
I see.
They will recover a little bit of health, but they're like very cold.
I think Orlain has the brief moment of, I wonder if this will cool me down enough for people to actually put a hand on me, and then goes, I don't want that, and just tucks them away. Don't touch me. Kind of energy.
All right.
Just the haha, that would be funny. Actually, no, it wouldn't. We're not gonna do that. Kind of from Orlain.
That would be funny, would it?
So he takes a couple of bunches of them and just again tucks them away in the sling. Keeps them warm, but keeps them separate as best as possible.
All right. You keep them separate.
You know what? No, he does like sigh and goes, "Buddy."
Reep.
Holds out the
Hello.
bunches of winterberries.
They are now in the bag of holding.
Pat pat on the head. And starts to head off again.
It's good now. It's good. Good soup. As you begin to head off, I will say this is an archway.
Mm-hmm.
So you can move through this if you want. There's not much noise coming from anywhere. It's like kind of you've reached an altitude where the only thing that would probably be up here were birds and whatnot, and even they're not here right now.
Right.
Clearly no fish because something fucking died, my guy. You can see off in the distance, even at your position, that there's a cabin of sorts, almost. Very, very distant.
Alright, so he kind of starts to head in that direction absently, and then kind of squints at it, because from this distance, you kind of tell that it's in ruins?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's...
Ruined, but not in ruins, I'd say, actually.
Okay. He is going to just head on over. Just climb up the lowest portion that doesn't risk him tumbling onto his ass, because he's not really paying attention.
Due to your warm footing and your summer nature, you are able to create easier paths for yourself to follow through on.
Mm-hmm.
So it's less like I'm gonna follow my ass. Well, only if you rush.
Yeah. Which he's not doing. He's taking his time.
So since you're taking your time, no rules needed. You are taking slow time to make sure that you're not falling, not hurting yourself. Maybe been an hour by now since you first started this.
Mm-hmm. I don't think he's particularly looking for anything else. He just knows that there's an encampment or some tents that he's supposed to look for, but this is a house or a cabin. Might as well see if there's anything left over. At least to bring to Rook in this instance. Just has that moment on the ledge leading up to where he can kind of see snow rising, presumably.
Yeah.
It just digs more like the side of his foot and his heel into the ledge and pushes himself up.
So you go ahead and push yourself up, do your heel, give me an athletics.
Me and my strength of nothing. No.
Whoop, fall on your ass.
Deserved.
Thankfully, the warm wood broke your fall. It's not broken or anything. It's simply it is just one of those things like, oh, hey, look where I landed on the fucking remote on the couch. You know?
Yeah. The shit fuck kind of energy. Kind of stands up, rolls his shoulders, and goes, alright. Try it again. And he's going to be a little slower paced about it and put his foot in, like, kind of the same area, but not directly, because that obviously slipped.
Yeah. Go ahead and give it another try. Give me another athletics.
Ten.
You go ahead and climb up. You meet the DC. DC
Nice.
15, your first one failed, so it lowered it. 10 just meets, so you climb up.
Just starts walking.
Get to the stairs. Kind of. Give me a perception, please. Because your passive is not enough.
Nope.
Nope.
Fine.
With just your passive being in the center point. It's prominent that this was once a lived-in thing. Probably not probably not one of those things that's a pre-calamity building, but it is definitely a building of someone made this to live in, and then they just weren't allowed to stay.
You're right. So he kind of frowns at that and starts to head over.
All right.
Is there any particular signs of, I guess, not struggle, but way of ruin? Like how it was sundered, I guess? Sunder is too strong of a word, but you get what I mean.
Someone blew the door off. They less blew the door off, burst it open. They forced themselves inside. It was a quick fight, one that ended probably abruptly, but in it you can see a couple broken things of fights and tussles. Other than that, you need to do a bit more investigation into it.
He'll walk up to the door frame and knock first. Even if there's no visible person home, that doesn't mean he should be rude.
You knock on the door,
Mm-hmm.
and there is a ooh, ooh, as if someone's asking who's there, but can't finish the sentence.
A traveler.
Hmm?
He says a traveler.
Well, traveler. You are welcomed in.
And he does step inside a little bit. Is there anything cursory that would give incentive as to extent of what happened, other than someone came inside unwillingly?
Go ahead and give me investigation, if you will.
8.
Not that you can tell. It was been a while, probably a couple years, honestly. I'd say from an 8 you'd get it would be at least 10 years. You can tell this was probably the ground floor of a of the cabin that was basically just like, come on in, place your food down, warm up a little bit. The bedroom's upstairs, you know?
Mm-hmm. He does frown at the kind of... Probably takes him a little while to put 2 and 2 together kind of realization with that role. And goes, I'm sorry, mate. You deserve better than that. Everybody does.
Yufi. Thank you, traveler.
Nothing to thank me for. Basic decency is well within our rights.
Kindness is not basic. Kindness is learned.
I suppose you do have a point. And he smiles.
Sit. Rest your tired bones.
As much as I would love to, I do have something I need to get done. Perhaps on the way back.
Door is open. If the torches, a fireplace be lit, you're welcome here.
As you do see, whatever spirit is clearly talking to you is like sparking, trying to ignite the fireplace that's been frosted over and whatnot. Sparking. No wood there.
He walks over, kind of at first hesitant and then a little more confident, and reaches into the sling, the courier bag fashioned out of the blanket, and just takes out one of the pieces of wormwood and sets it in the hearth.
You set the hearth being the center of the fireplace?
Yeah.
Yeah. Takes. And then there's a flick, burn. And you see a figure begin to take shape. Ghostly in figure, see through clearly, but someone kneeling near the fire, finally getting warm.
Thank you. Been so cold.
Sorry for not being here sooner. Kind of got caught up with something down the way. And doesn't sound mean about it, just one of those passing by kind of things.
The mountain blesses those who climb her. They help if you need it, whatever you require, it will give you. Do you know what you require?
And for a second, his expression turns into something a little dark, but he laughs nonetheless. Nothing very kind, I'm afraid. Just closure.
I wish you best travel, traveler. When you return, I do hope you will rest your tired bones here.
I don't seem that tired, do I? I've only been out an hour. He kind of jokes.
Tired is not of one's state. Tired is someone experiences.
And he just this cloaked figure kind of stays close to the fire.
You remind me of a soul who visited here. She was tired. So tired. But she always had energy. Trudge forward, she would.
She sounds lovely.
Most tired people are the loveliest. They weigh themselves down. Weigh themselves down for others to stand. That's why they're so tired.
He frowns a little bit, not quite enjoying how close to home that is. Because, well, I should be on my way. There's something at the top that I need.
Safe travels.
Stay warm. And turns to start to leave.
Smile. And as you do leave, there's just a genuine happy cackle of
I will. Stay warm.
Is there a perceived way up?
This archway right here.
Okay. He'll head towards it.
Before,
Hmm?
it was covered in this blockage of rocks. It has seemed to move now. It has freed itself, opened its way.
I don't think he genuinely noticed the first time that it was blocked because he saw a like broken down area and was just like, oh, this is unfortunate, and just completely disregarded everything else. So I don't think he fully consciously is aware that there was something blocking it. Other than like obvious signs of probably grooves or whatnot.
Yeah. Alright, so
he just heads
Okay.
over.
yeah.
Ugh, God. And he just does that, like, pinching the bridge of his nose kind of rub of, like, everyone's saying that I'm tired today. Why is everybody saying I'm tired? That kind of, like, vague irritation of, stop saying shit to me that makes sense. I don't want to agree. Like...
You hear the tap, 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 tap Morse of Anubis trying to say something, and I feel like you're just going to ignore it because he's gonna make a point, and now's not the time for that.
No, it's Orlain. He's currently not in the mindset to register that that he probably shouldn't do that if he doesn't want to have, like, basically pointed at from a distance of you bitch. So he does place his hand on the communicator.
You're quite tired often, though.
Takes his hand off.
It's there, you.
Just the inhale of, I don't know what I expected.
Actually, would Orlain have set the thing to where you have to touch it to hear them? Or would it be the, you're allowed to say shit?
I think retroactively he was just like, I don't want to not hear the fucking people that I trust in my head to be there. So he probably would have set it to like you're free to talk whenever, and then completely forgot he did it. And then just like,
Lame.
oh, the touch the communicator, and then tries to undo it, and just like, ah, shit. Kind of
Orlain.
Yes. And just keeps walking while he's talking.
Spectres and whatnot do not see one's personal body. They witness something far beyond that. The soul. They view the soul. Though you may not be physically tired, your soul seems worn. You've been through a lot.
No shit.
You gave kindness, so it reciprocates kindness.
Sure. That's how this works. If that was true, we wouldn't be in this mess.
Truly? Is that what you believe?
Yes. Kindness does not beget kindness. Kindness offers the chance of reciprocation. It does not beget it. I took a chance, and it gave me a better outlook. It does not mean it is going to always be the thing we have to do or can do. Something I think my team does not quite understand. And just keep talking.
Very well. You have made your time and made your point. If I may, though.
No, I made my point, but you still have something to say. And kind of smiled.
Yes, I always have something to say whenever it's with you, Orlain. You're quite the talker.
Yeah.
And it's like the sass of like, get it because I'm the one talking.
Eye roll. What do you want?
What did the chicken say to the road?
No. Just the sigh.
I'm very cross with you.
He literally just stops where he's walking, full like half starting to walk forward again. And just a sigh.
I've been told that jokes like these were your favorite of your commanders, so I believe they might be of helpful to your nature.
First of all, that's not. Just the groan of, no, it wasn't those jokes, it was who was saying them. Delivery and tone and whatnot. They can be a shit joke and still be funny.
Which you will. You are working to see them again, are you not?
Yes, I tried to say that earlier. But
You must repeat it with clarity.
what? Just the fucking. Just grasp the claw hands at the air kind of grasp. Like, okay. I'm good.
I have misspoken. One moment. Not clarity, but you must.
Lipstick in my
like,
Valentino white bag. That's the reaction he had.
Yeah, at this point you can feel, and it was going, how the fuck do I say this without being mean?
No, go ahead. You won't, coward, pussy.
For fuck's sake, talk to each other like you actually give a fuck.
That's better. You're doing great. And does like a little clap as
All of you have fucking souls and souls with voices and voices, and you're treating it like it's nothing. You're the only one having a genuine reaction, and the rest of you, yourself included, doesn't seem to give a fuck. Treat yourself and your others like you actually give one. Or so help me, whatever deity isn't evil, I will manifest. And he'll go on a small rant as you begin climbing the mountain.
I feel like Orlain is just dying laughing a little bit. He's
Right
just like,
here is
I
where
instigated this. I did this. This is me.
Right here is where you'll be placing yourself. A mountain that just... The mountain is... To be fair,
The mountain's a metaphor? He wins.
The mountain's a fucking trap to get you to fucking think and relax, dumbass.
I'm aware. Trust me, it's Rook. He's not.
There's no tents. I'm betting you all the metaphorical money in the world. There's no tents up there. It's gonna be something he set up, and it's just that.
I don't doubt it. I don't need to relax. The anger is not at anybody currently. Alright?
It's not at anyone outwardly.
Kind of sniffs a little bit. It's like, I wouldn't. Alright. Point taken. Any other wise words, dear scholar?
Genuinely? Watch out for that stick. Give me a deck save.
Oh, brother.
He waited. Absolutely gaining your attention just to wait.
No. 11.
Fall. I told you to watch out.
Fucking flips off the air.
How kind of you.
If I'm being genuine, though.
He is just gonna lay there for a bit. This is where he is now.
If I am being genuine. If
You can
this
be
mountain-
that.
Yes. If this mountain is truly a metaphor of sorts. Then maybe it's... Don't take the metaphors as personally. Accept them as the lessons that they're at least trying to offer without being offensive. Or rather, taking offense to them.
You can feel the ... Does this count as have... Never mind.
No, say it.
No.
I'll find it if you don't say it.
Rude.
You
You
have
can-
to admit it.
I was just wondering if this was a form of like weird therapy, like self-therapy, because you're technically like not here, but you're not there either.
Less therapy, more a
It's not
sense
the-
of ache from within. I'm
Not
like a
this-
self-help book that's from the self.
Well, neither of us know what we're doing then.
I know as much as I know of you.
The doctor says I need therapy.
Well, get the therapy from Noctis.
No, because then I have to admit about the voices.
To be fair, any voice outside of me is concerning. Unless it's, an ancestor or the weird soul thing.
I don't have one of the latter ones, and the first one only happens when I chance. Occasionally. Does that slang count? Is that allowed?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Because it's not technically a voice in my head, but it is like a voice. I guess it wouldn't count then, would it?
Up to you. Would it? Or would it not?
I mean, it is the moon, so by technicality.
I believe that's more deity and loyalty than it is the voice in your head. Same
Okay,
way that your father figure communicates with you.
No. Separate things.
Mm-hmm.
Separate things.
Truthfully.
They're fucking separate things. I remember the first time I got like fucking scared shitless when he did that to me because Cade wasn't around.
Mm-hmm.
Thought I was fucking hallucinating. Well, I am now, but that's not because of him.
Well, what do we do with the hallucinations?
Reschedule them.
You're right, but not in the right direction, you know?
Rain chick. And he laughs.
I hate you.
He's stuck with me and gets up and starts to walk.
He just remains quiet and then contemplates telling more dad jokes to make you cringe as you continue up the mountain.
He may be cringe, but he is free.
No, you gotta say it right. I may be cringe,
But I'm free. That's on recording, dumbass.
yeah. Good. You better know that fucking meme.
I am. I do. I am. I'm aware.
Okay, go. I'm free.
No. That's you. That's all you, buddy. Orlain is gonna just keep walking, kind of amused that he managed to get the "I hate you" out of Anubis.
Friendship attained. As you get closer to this fork in the road, where one is clearly an edge and the other one is a stone path upward, you do see the hull of another ship. No ice this time.
He just pauses for a moment. He's curious, but not enough. I think he's more entertained by his prospect of having won one over on Anubis. And just keeps walking.
As you get to this separate one, you hear a tune, a melody of sorts, like an instrument.
Same reaction as he had with that slaying of, "Hello, God, what? What's happening? I thought I was the only person up here." Question mark?
You hear this almost mumbling sort of singing, as if it's in a separate language, What languages do you speak?
Not very many, but Celestial, Common, and Elvish.
You recognize this from knowing Tryphon. This is Sylvan.
Okay. From which direction?
This direction.
Yeah, this actually does pique his attention because he's fairly certain that singing is not among one of the hallucinations he has, so. Neither is instruments, so. Not yet, at least. God forbid. And just.
Be funny if it was.
Trust me, it's gonna be hilarious. So he does kind of step over and then to the side and just steps up, purposefully making noise, same way that he treated the creature from before. Right. I'm here. Do not attack me.
There's no response. You don't get an immediate response of, okay, I hear you. It's just this continued as if it's the person still going off.
He kind of pauses for a moment. And then just, is this worth it? Is this really worth it? My bloody heart. And kind of steps kind of over the branch this time.
So you step to this person's point of view, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
You immediately get dragged into the worst possible option when hearing someone sing. You are now part of what they're singing about. Weird summer elf person. On a mountain, doing what they do. Weird elf person. On this mountain around my corner. What you doing, bud? Do.
Just that prolonged sigh of, this isn't worth it, I immediately regret it.
Nice to meet you. Huh?
Orlain.
I don't blame you either. Is a name?
No. He just covers his face with his hands and just... I'm immediately already registering the tired. Alright.
How can you be tired when there's so much around you? Weird elf person. By the way, this is fighting with me, so I am trying to get their token and everything set up.
I figured. No, my name is Orlain.
Nice to meet you, Orlain. I'm Constel.
What are you doing up here? It's a little far out, wouldn't you think?
Relaxing. Vibing. Providing the music of the mountain. What are you doing out here?
I was told to come up here.
Ooh. You having fun?
I'm being told off by the voices in my head now.
Oh, those voices. Let me just snap, and you no longer hear those voices in your head. There we go. Clear minds, clear thoughts, and clear breeze.
I want you to understand he looks more panicked. A constant thing he has gotten used to is now no longer there, and is clear-headed here, around with nobody he trusts around. He's
You
petting.
look worried. What happened, friend?
No, you don't get to call me that. I don't know you.
Every-
I know your name. I don't know you.
I'm concerned.
What did you?
I'm
What did you?
everybody's
No,
friend.
no. What did you do?
Well, you were worried about the thoughts in your head, so I cleared those thoughts. The voices and whatnot.
Clearly didn't work. Still worried.
Yes, it did. I can't stop the creation of new ones, but I could stop the ones for now. It's temporary overall, but what do we do except fly and fall?
His ears are like tipped downward in that like kicked puppy sense.
Do you want them back?
I
The
don't.
bad thoughts?
Man, I don't know. I've just gotten used to him.
Why get used to them when you can handle them full? Let them know you're the one owning, not renting.
I'm pretty sure that's not how that works.
You sure?
Yes.
Are you in their mind or are they in yours?
Wishy-washy some days. Why do you care?
I don't. You came over here. I imagine my music draw you in.
Yes, because an odd presence on a mountain that should otherwise be empty is a little concerning.
Who says the mountain should be empty?
Well,
People climb it all the time.
and you just
It's
stay
work.
up here?
Well, of course I do. I live up here.
Of course you do.
Well, technically, I live up here, down there. I live everywhere. I'm of the home of the wind.
So you're a traveler.
I do travel, yes. Are you not a traveler yourself?
I associate myself with the more negative term most days. Wanderer.
A wanderer ain't no negativity. It's just another name for a traveler with no destination. The best kind of traveler there is. Because the sky's the limit and the goalpost is moving. So,
He looks
where's your
unamused.
goalpost now? All that sour facing's gonna make you stuck. Careful, friend. That's got the bad luck.
How do you remain so cheery?
Why would I be stuck going down when I can always turn my upside down frown?
I'm having a fucking stroke is what's happening. Oh my gosh. He just pinches the bridge of his nose and it kind of like, this is a mistake kind of reaction.
Well, why are you upset?
First of all, okay, you don't just silence things, magic or otherwise, or whatever powers may be, without saying something. What if I just freaked out on you? What if those were keeping me in check?
Were they?
No.
Then I apologize for not saying so earlier. I did not know.
You're fine. It's fine. I'm just not used to the quiet at all anymore. And he seems to register his own words. Huh.
There you go.
Doesn't last, though, so what's the point of getting used to it?
Because it's a star. A place for a goalpost to be. Otherwise, you'd just be stuck with troubles of the sea.
Is this just
Vast
something
and
you
deep.
do?
Yes.
Okay, so thank you in advance. I know I came across as a little unsettled.
Many folk are unhappy when they lose the one they're angry with. For they need that anger to power their rage, and with no rage to be powered, they don't know what to do. Do you know what to do?
Been trying to do that for a little bit now. Well, I suppose I can't do it regardless. Why am I telling you this? You're a stranger, kind of forsaken.
Stranger you do not know, and a stranger you may not remember. The best type of stranger to hold the secrets from your friends.
I don't like you. Turns and starts to walk away.
Bye bye, Orlain Orthros. I'll see you again.
I didn't tell you that! And just doesn't fucking care at this point. Just no. Okay, absolutely not.
Have fun on your trek. You're almost at the peak. I wonder what you'll find when you get what you seek.
Stop fucking running! And just keeps walking. It's like, no. But he does keep walking towards the summit.
The drumming and mumble singing you hear behind you does grow distant as you press onward. That tree was empty, yeah? No leaves on it as you make your way up. You can't help but notice one new leaf on the tree below. How quaint.
Orlain bickering with NPCs is my lifeblood.
It always is. Yeah.
So
How long have
stupid.
we been going, by the way?
Huh?
How long have we been going, by the way?
About 2 hours.
Alright.
Because Orlain is Yap Master.
Yes, he is the Yap Master. So, as you get, there's no map for this one.
Mm-hmm.
You turn the corner and a couple steps up. You get to the peak. You get to the top. As Orlain pressed to the summit of this mountain, the very tip,
Mm-hmm.
there is a tent with 2 mats and a box on one of them. Do you open the box?
Does it look like a familiar make? Or at least has familiar etchings, I suppose is better.
Familiar etchings, yes.
Kind of furrows his brow, but does open the box.
It's pictures. Pictures of Rook and Vice at the top of this mountain. And a note, new note, from Rook himself. Vice always said this was the best place to calm her thoughts. Thought you could use it. Take a load off, cousin.
Takes a seat on the empty mat now and just holds one of the photos in one hand, looks at the note in the other, reading it again and again, till the words kind of blur, but he doesn't register that they're because he's crying. He just kind of laughs. Fucking idiot. And doesn't say anything else.
How long does Orlain stay on the mountain? Because I will say there's room for you to stay the night.
I think he stays for a good few hours, but he doesn't stay the night. He did say that he'd come back, check up on the creature and her eggs. He's a man of his word.
As you begin to descend, there's no more songs. Simply a bag placed right here. With a note in a language you probably wouldn't recognize.
Yeah. So when he gets down there, he kind of looks at the note, scrunches up his nose a little bit. But it's with languages, there's always a common parsing. Not like a common translation, but like a common way of viewing it. Does it look like a confirmation?
It looks like... God, I'm gonna say this and you're gonna hate me. It looks like a well wishes card. Like healing, like the kind of card that would say healing the wound is always the first step, you know?
Oh, fucking it's a self-help pamphlet, you bitch!
I told you you'd kill me.
Ah, shit. You're right, I'm going to. As soon as we wrap up recording, it's over for you, bitch!
This was a wonderful time being in Cycle. I'm gonna die now, so I can't be the DM anymore. Orlain's gonna be stuck being the DM now going forward, so have fun with that. I passed the curse of Jack onto you.
You've already passed him on to me, you bitch!
Yeah, but now you get to know more. But no, yeah, it's basically it's basically a pamphlet of like self-help starts with you, but without the actual pamphlet. So it's the cover of a pamphlet.
Girl, I should have fought that man, fisticuff style. I should have fought him. I wanted to, but Orlain wouldn't have. Fuck her. Anyway.
Do you take the bag or do you leave it?
He takes it mostly because he doesn't hear the singing anymore, meaning he's probably alone up here, and it would seem kind of rude to not take it with him.
Alright. You begin to make your way down. Do you go to the next map?
Mm-hmm.
You go to the next map.
He just stretches a little bit. He goes, nervous.
Here and listening.
I didn't hallucinate that guy, right? That person?
No, you did not. And that was not a guy.
General statement, but thank you.
Yeah. Because that thing was very weird. but I was aware of
Don't be
it as
rude.
well.
Thing is reserved for assholes.
Fair enough.
Like Jack is a thing. And kind of smiles.
Well, then throw that thing out. And is that a self-help note?
I don't know, I can't read it, but it gives off the tonality of such, yes?
Do you recognize the language at all?
I do not.
Well, looks like you've got something to show the group afterwards.
No. Because that
That's
means
good.
I would need to admit that I need help. Which I do! That's not the problem. You know what I mean?
You need help, but you're not ready to admit it. Got it.
That's not it either.
Then what is it, Orlain? It's an answer only you can give. So, what is the answer?
Suppose I'll have to figure it out. Because none of what I'm going to say is actually going to feel right.
Say it anyways, and we'll find out later.
Feels like it's just telling me to rely on people. But hard to do that when every time I've tried has led to a bad outcome.
If I may.
You're going to anyway.
Nope, I'm going to suggest something separate.
Alright.
Rely on others, you have to admit to relying on yourself.
And as he says that, you do hear the crackling of the fire you had lit prior. Still burning in that house.
Just a soft sigh. Turns back from where he's about to step down the stairs. Heads back to the cabin. Is the fireplace still burning?
The fireplace is no longer burning. Rather, it's not burning with warm wood, but there is a fire, and something placed gently next to the fireplace.
Alright. He walks up to the entrance and knocks again.
Door opens. It's always been open, but it remains in a sense of I'm gonna phrase this correctly. You feel welcomed even though there's no voice this time around.
He steps inside. Does take a seat in front of the fire.
Crackling, and there's a little pot on the fire now, just cooking up food almost. But it doesn't look like it's a full meal. Maybe just warmed up.
From experience, from having traveled in the tundra for the short amount of time that we have, or at least from recollection, I suppose, or something. Do I, especially from the temporary base, I guess, does wintry berries hold a more sweet or sour taste? Or does it have a taste at all?
Sour when eaten raw, sweet when cooked proper. Like buzzberries.
Mm. He reaches in and takes out a bunch of the winter berries. He goes, "You mind if I add a little something to open air?"
Nothing stops you, but you do feel your passive insight will be enough, actually. You feel obligated and allowed. Like, go ahead.
Not to an overwhelming extent, just reaches kind of over the pot and drops in 2 of them. Not to make it too sweet, but also not to make it like lackluster, almost to add flavor.
All right.
And he just waits.
Cooks for a minute. The there's still the thing by the fireplace, not the fireplace is cooking right now.
He knows.
And it seems to kind of just stand at you, just watching. You feel someone watching, rather, as if staring at you. Not in that sense of, ooh, you're being watched. Ooh. More of a, you kept your word. Happy smiles.
As if to half answer and half reassure. I'm a man of my word. What I say goes. Whether others follow me is not my predicament to solve.
Tap my gift, you please.
Wouldn't you rather enjoy a meal first?
Or
And the see-through specter seems to regain itself, its form, and begins to kind of 2 bowls float over almost.
Mm-hmm. Poltergeist
As-
style, yeah.
Yeah, poltergeist style. Float over and begin to. There are now 2 bowls of frostberry soup.
Just sits there for a moment, does slightly enjoy the soup, and just. I'm pretty sure the lingering tear tracks are hard to hide. Even for a specter.
you found your answer?
An answer.
An answer is better than none, yes?
I suppose. I will have to talk to people about it.
I was a hunter. They came to me for food. I hunted animals who could not live much longer. Only kindness. Someone did not enjoy my kindness. I am glad you enjoy it.
As long as you're not my fellow teammate who decided it would be a good idea to add some things that he shouldn't have to our meal. With well wishes, just bad in execution. And this seems to be like a half joke. He just sits there, enjoys the soup. Then he looks over towards the presumably either thing that is being offered aside from the quote-unquote gift.
The only things being offered are the soup, the bowls, and the thing by the fireplace.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Okay.
He does look over at it.
Curious.
In a manner of speaking, I'm a curious person.
Curiosity is good.
He bites his tongue on saying it should be.
There's stairs. But if given to the wrong offer, if moved in wrong direction, curiosity may be scorned. I hope your curiosity has not been scorned.
Kind of reflexively, he makes an expression that betrays that it probably has already, but doesn't say anything. That touch of bitterness that I think is a little bit closer to soul deep.
More soup is suddenly in your bowl.
I'm alright.
My gun is broken. It will hunt no more. Take the stock. It is of wormwood.
You
may.
I feel like this hunter can straight up see the confusion, even as a specter sees their souls. I'm just like, that's wood?
Wormwood stock. You gave me wormwood to burn, so I did not have to use that.
Yes.
Take and know that solace is an ally, but not a constant. Friends are good, but time to yourself is also good. Never feel bad for needing to be alone, to think alone.
Do you have a name?
Not anymore. But once they called me. And like he pauses. Don't remember.
Is this something you'd like to be called then?
Hunter is fine.
Yufi, I'm gonna kill you. What's your fascination with this fucking name?
I swear to God, that was not on purpose. That was me just like, I can't think of a name. He's a hunter. Just call him Hunter. And I'm like,
It's
oh,
fine.
right. You don't like that. I'm so sorry. That's genuinely was a fucking mistake.
No, I just love your fascination with this fucking name. It's so funny.
No, let's call him Orion.
Shut the fuck up.
No,
Hunter is fine. I'm just using it at this point.
I do have a name, actually, that would be better than Hunter. So, the hunter speaks, and you ask his name. He gives it. I was called Alex. I was quite great.
Well, I appreciate the place to rest a little bit. Alex.
You are welcome.
Name's Orlain.
Orthros?
He suddenly has that look of like, I didn't say this. Where is hello? Like
The kind woman.
Oh.
The one you remind me of. Said she was looking for Orlain Orthros.
Oh, that's never good. People who look for me generally never have no good intentions for me.
I think she had good intentions.
We'll have to see when we get there. Right now, I have something I need to do.
Yes.
And he doesn't like down the rest of the soup. He does take his time. And when he's done, he nods his head in that thank you manner and sets the bowl aside. I really should be going. I've been up here a while.
You have done nice things. I do not speak for the mountain, but I am thankful.
Then it would have been enough. And he starts to turn and goes,
My journal, where literally I'll be downward line of ending it.
Okay.
He does, as you do begin to turn, Alex simply goes,
Don't forget your gift.
right. And Orlain just genuinely had the moment of, right, that was a thing. And walks over and goes to pick it up.
It's warm. Not the hottest wormwood you've ever held, but it's warm in that familiarity of this has seen a life of use.
Right.
It has been used to the point of you can tell the care and love put into it to keep it up to date despite its age.
Right. He puts the wormwood stalk into the...
courier sling?
Yes, my brain.
Yep. So, you continue your way down the mountain.
Yeah.
And move to the last map.
Just starts to walk.
as you walk, you do see the large avian creature that you gifted a piece of your clothes and some wormwood to is curled up around their eggs. They are happy, warm, and safe.
There's a smile. And briefly considers going out of his way to track backwards directly, but decides against it and just starts to walk.
A little perk up of "Ooh," and then seizes you and just a "Hmm," and no response. Just almost like a little chatter, like a very owl-like chatter of goodbye.
Keep yourself warm. Nods and starts to head out.
And as you get to the base of the mountain, as you get to the end of your adventure, add the following items to your inventory and have a note on them on the side.
Mm-hmm.
Wormwood stalk, bag of runes, and feather of the queen. 3 required items for a druidic weapon.
Okay.
I was originally going to have one thing be at like the top, but I thought, if you remember earlier on in the session, I was like, ooh, that'd be an idea. I thought it would be a much better idea for Orlain to kind of have like the trial of kindness, generosity, admittance, kind of going through the self-help therapy stuff, going up the mountain of like,
Shut the
this
fuck up.
yeah, and just as like a reward, it's like, here, you get almost goddamn everything.
Good lord. Hi.
You did good. You can go ahead and end recording.
Alrighty.